Hi, everybody. This is Jim Cornette, pro wrestling legend, and you're listening to the Book in the Territory Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast.
This is the artist formerly known as Daryl Van Horn, James Mitchell, the Sinister Minister, and I'm here to let you know I would rather slam my cock in a car door than to miss the dulcet tones of Hard Body Harper, my illegitimate son, on Booking the Territory podcast.
Woo, Messi, this is professional wrestler Jimmy Valiant, the Boogie Woogie Man. Tell my people and my brothers and sisters, don't you dare miss Booking the Territory. Oh, yeah.
This is a one-man gang. You're listening to Booking the Territory Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome back, everyone, to this week's episode of Booking the Territory, the unprofessional wrestling podcast, where today it is the go-home show for the Bunkhouse Stampede, as we are covering NWA Saturday Night on TBS from January the 23rd, 1988. So this show drops today, and tomorrow or the day after, we will be dropping the very first Jim Crockett Promotions pay-per-view, which is the Bunkhouse Stampede, on the Patreon feed, and that is at the $5 tier. So just a reminder. In a weird twist, because of timing and scheduling, we actually already recorded the pay-per-view, and now we're coming back and recording the day before. But anyway, let's get into the show, or not the actual show, but, you know, little BS at the top with Doc and Hopper. So I guess, Doc, you first. What's up, man? How you doing?
Oh, I'm feeling
Bless.
More nervous than Lars Sullivan at a NAACP
Jesus Christ.
convention.
Oh, no.
Where is this going?
How is he still employed there?
Come on, Harper. What would you do? I mean, what should they do with him?
Fire him.
No, Mike, what should they do with him?
Make an angle out of it.
That's right. He should have to lay down and let every pigment challenged person on the roster just get the 1, 2, 3. Big E, get your herd ass out here. 1, 2, 3. Xavier, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, he should come out and be like, you want me to pay $100 fine for just speaking the truth?
Right.
And here they come.
Mm-hmm.
Make an angle out of it. And that way you draw some money from it.
And what you do is you draw that angle out till Martin Luther King next year and have it on the Raw on Martin Luther King, and he takes the pin on every single one.
I mean,
and it's in no. It's the complete opposite, and it's in Atlanta.
See, make an angle out of it. Print some money off of it. Don't just. But it's corporate.
He
it would be
apparently
better
also
than
called
anything they
Vince
have
a
on TV now.
That's true.
What were you saying? He what Vince?
He called Vince a cokehead.
Well, I mean,
Allegedly. Before you go there.
Notice how none of us rushed in.
I'm not making that accusation.
Allegedly. All right, so we've been here a couple of minutes, and I think everybody needs to know how Harper's doing. Harper, how are you doing tonight?
Doing great. Weekend at Bernie's is on.
Oh, really? He dies, you know.
Yeah, on HBO, so you know it's fucking good. There's no commercials.
They got any they got a spare random tit in it, or?
Probably so. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. You got a big show coming up, don't you?
Yep. What is it, Mike?
Well, by the time this airs, Harper would have already been to Georgia and came back for the IP.
Did you win any gold at the big show? That House of Harper, do anything big at that show?
In Georgia?
Yeah.
You gotta wait and find out.
But it will have already happened.
He can't spoil things. Anyway, I do have to plug, though, Wildcat X-Rated, as Wildcat Sports invades Shamrock Bar and Grill in New Orleans for the X-Rated show. It's June 22nd, 2019. Hit up Harper on Facebook if you need tickets. You will.
That's nice.
No, seriously.
I should make my appearance and buy the whole front row just so nobody can sit around me like I threatened to do at Smoky Mountain.
Dude, that show's damn near ringside and everything's already, it's sold out last week.
Yeah.
But go to Wildcat Sports' Facebook page for ticket information, or wildcatsports.com for tickets. You can get them there. But again, it's June 22nd, 2019. You don't want to wait, especially if you're traveling, which we have an international audience, so I know a lot of people are traveling to the event. So at which Doc should be covering the event, but he's being a titty baby. And he doesn't.
What an asshole.
Right. But yeah, please come down. Harper will be there.
I'm sending Lance in my place.
Actually, Lance. I should ask Lance if he wants to come. It's funny you say that.
You should. He was a PE coach. We could fucking use him for fucking SMU or something.
Wow.
He'll get your whole program banned.
Yeah.
You'll get your whole federation banned by the state of Louisiana. And if you can pull that off with the mud shows that go on down there, man, you're doing something. But anyway, I didn't say it. That's just what Harper was thinking. No, let me put it on me. I'll put it on me. The Louisiana Commission can't do shit to me. Leave Harper alone. But no, seriously, June 22nd, 2019, Wildcat Sports invades the Shamrock Bar and Grill, New Orleans. So again, wildcatsports.com for tickets, or go to the Facebook page for more information. Colt Cabana going to be there. Shane Douglas.
Shane Douglas, Tracy Smothers.
Stevie Richards.
Yeah.
Mike Mills said he's going to go down there and slap Shane Douglas. Isn't that what I heard?
That's what I said. I've been seriously contemplating picking a fight on Twitter. It seems to work for other podcasts and other wrestling personalities. But Harper's talked me out of it a few times.
Yeah.
Who's fighting on Twitter?
And it's just that, like Twitter is the
shitheads.
Yeah, man. People, they just, God. People have a lot of time to waste, but whatever.
Yeah, really.
Well, no, I feel like it's time to move over to we don't call it the Doc-A-Holic or the Spotlight. I guess it's what the Army Spotlight. We got a big one this week, don't we? I mean, we talked about this. We got somebody that has to go in.
Go ahead.
Who?
Well, we had a standing, no, I won't say general, because that's the three of us, but what's the rank below a general? A colonel, maybe?
Yeah, a full bird colonel.
A full bird colonel in the BTT Army, David DeVries. He tried to die on us, Harper.
Oof, why?
That's a good question, but he damn near checked out, and you know what? What I learned this week through Mike is that our podcast outperforms modern medicine and Jesus, and we brought him back to life.
Brother Dave.
We're the Obamacare of fucking podcasts.
One of the first things he heard when he came out of his coma and they made sure his brain wasn't damaged was you talking about a deaf girl getting pounded on the Smoky Mountain show.
Fritz von Malky, Denim Fritz, has been posting about that for 3 days now.
I have not.
He has been posting for 3 days about Harper making fun of Harper's friend banging a broad that was deaf, which...
Well, let's don't bury the lead here. So Dave had some significant health challenges, correct?
Yeah, I mean, he basically pretty much died and came back to life, and
what?
I'm glad
he came back.
What happened to him?
No, he had a heart.
He died, and then he signed up for the $5 Patron level, and it brought him back to life.
No, seriously speaking here, for a second, because we like to have a lot of fun on this show. But no, he had a heart attack, and he literally was dead. His wife did CPR until medical could get there. He got to the hospital, but he was on life support even after the heart attack. And Tim Morecci was the one who actually brought it to my attention, to let me know what was going on, because I didn't see the update. What happened was his wife posted an update, so that's how I ended up seeing it. But no, he literally was out in heart attack and rushed to medical. He was on life support for a while, and then he came out okay, and he's back, and he's as dirty and as filthy as ever. And the one thing about him, he tells me all the time, be filthy and dirty. He loves the filth and the dirtiness of this show, the unprofessionalism. And he's down in Australia, and we've got an open invite to party with him whenever we make it to Australia.
My question is, has any of us ever been with a broad that was useful enough to pull off CPR when you really needed it?
No.
No.
We'd be
I've
three
dated
dead
some fucking
son of a
nurses,
bitches.
but I wouldn't fucking trust them for fucking anything.
How terrible is that?
I'm just saying. I used to wonder, it's like, damn, you're like those, because, you know, my mom, my dad's been like in a hospital. My grandma, you see like the little girl comes in, hey, Mrs. Harper, hey. I'm like, yeah, okay, she knows what she's doing. But like, bruh, when it's Friday night and these chicks aren't wearing scrubs at the bar and you're like, damn, you're a fucking nurse? Fuck.
Gross. So where's Dave live again?
He's in Australia.
So I was gonna say we needed to start a GoFundMe for him, but he's in a country where that probably won't bankrupt him, so he'll be all right.
Stop.
That's nice.
That's classy. But no, on a serious note.
Well, shit,
Dave,
man. I mean, think about it, Mike. Think about it. We're kind of both pretty cheap here. If you had a heart attack and then got out and got the bill, you'd have another fucking heart attack.
Yeah, I would.
Probably would.
Fuck that. I'm a cheap fuck.
I never forget. Dude, my daughter was a preemie. That doctor bill, holy fuck, with her in the NICU for almost a month. Holy shit. I think I just paid that off like last year, and she's 11, going on
23.
That's crazy, huh?
Bro, no.
So let me say this, man. Get out there in the outback and do some jogging and some running. Maybe we can't lose the army here, so maybe y'all need to listen to. I listen to podcasts on the treadmill. Maybe that's the doc tip of the week. Try to listen to our podcast on the treadmill every once in a while. Mix in some exercise. Get your heart up and running because you need that, right? I'm a doctor.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
That's right. It's not just a name; it's a living.
On a serious note, we would like to thank that, or we're thankful that Brother Dave made it in. At Unconvinced Ray, go follow him on Twitter.
That's the story they're releasing to the public. He probably tried to do the damn Von Erich thing.
No,
that's nice.
Never.
No, because they don't have guns in Australia.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
There's other ways to go. Well, not if you're a Von Erich, but there's other ways to commit.
Stop! Come on, bro.
That's fucked up.
Well, what did I tell you the other day, Mike?
What happened to the baby face doc?
I told Mike the other day that the Graham family is lucky that the Von Erichs came along before them, or it'd be called doing the Graham thing.
That's nice.
You're going to hell. You are going to hell, asshole. Okay.
What I tell you about Iceman the other day?
I don't remember.
I told Mike.
Oh yeah, I remember. Go ahead. Tell us.
World Class is like a reverse horror movie from the 80s. Iceman's the only one that lived. The black man actually survived.
Are you finished? That's
and Tommy Rich, Rod Price. Now let's get into the show.
Yeah. God, Doc, come on.
Hey, y'all won the lottery last night, man. How about that? NBA basketball is back, man. I've been listening to Mike. Fuck the NBA. Fuck the NBA. And then this morning he was like, man, I think we could trade Brow and get something and be right back in there.
That's not what happened. That's not what I said. So I'm not even gonna let you tell that lie. I just was like, I'm not. My exact words were, I ain't falling for this shit again. That's what I said.
That's nice.
Hey, did you see Bray Wyatt last night on Raw?
I see people sharing shit on Facebook. He's got like a Halloween mask on or something.
That shit scared the living piss out of my 7-year-old. It happened 6 minutes before bedtime.
That's nice.
That shit was pretty creepy. And Mike and I decided that for him, that was his Kamala moment.
Oh yeah.
When Doc and I first saw Kamala walk through the jungle, which we didn't know was Jerry Jarrett's backyard, we thought it really was
Uganda, jackass.
Why are you talking about it like it's real?
It was from the wilds of Uganda, and he just walked up from eating someone, and I was next.
They got the fucking Crackle Barrel signs in the background.
No, dude, it looked like the African jungle to this 6 and 7 and 8-year-old.
Jesus, I was so afraid.
Yeah. All right, so let's.
But it was bedtime, man. I damn near broke kayfabe on him just so I could get him to go to sleep.
That wouldn't have worked.
So son, let me tell you something.
He saw that mask. That was not going to work. All right. Are we going to get into some Saturday Night here, Doc?
This is the go home show for the Bunkhouse, which we've already watched and reviewed and took a nap through. I think it's important to note as we go along that there's a lot of people that are leaving their promotion right about now. We'll see if we can't sprinkle that in as we go.
Okay, I was going to ask you if you wanted to bring it up now or later, but that's fine. So you'll bring it up throughout?
Sure, why not?
Okay, so this is, again, January 23rd, 1988. It's essentially the Saturday Night Go-Home show before the Bunkhouse Stampede. That was going to be the next day on pay-per-view. And again, if you want the pay-per-view, tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT, $5 tier. It's the first pay-per-view we've done. And we've done a bunch of other stuff on the $5 tier, too. So sign up there, tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT.
I think we'll be better at the next pay-per-view. I think it will be better and we'll be better. We struggled through that bunkhouse thing, man. That thing was, I mean, there were some moments we had some fun, but that shit was some shit.
I wonder how much that was back then to order.
The bunkhouse?
Like $39.99. Might as well have been
right.
$300. Might as well have been $399 for me.
Go ahead and Google it, Doc, and I'll get us through the opening of the show, and maybe you can find that answer like you always do. So we open up the show. We get a replay of the ending of Nikita Koloff and Dick Murdoch, that match where Dusty got the boots put to him at the end, and he was trying to help Nikita out. We then cut to the opening where Tony, David, and JR are in Richmond at the Richmond Coliseum, and they remind us right off the top, you got to give them credit, as bad as that pay-per-view was, and again, we're saying that because it's the God honest truth. We struggled to get through that almost 2-hour pay-per-view. As bad as that pay-per-view was, give them credit. They're at least promoting it here. Now, we talk about a bunch of mistakes they made in the pay-per-view, including start times. I don't want to give that away because we did a 20-minute bit on that. But they promote the pay-per-view, and they tell you to call your local cable company and order it. That way you can get it the next night. From there in the studio, they then go to a Rock and Roll Express who defeat Tommy Angel and Cougar J match. I guess I'll stop there first. Anything from the opening, the Tony and JR and David, or anything from Rock and Roll against Tommy Angel and Cougar J Harper?
No.
Yeah, it was pretty just standard opening. Doc, what about you? Anything?
I thought that the Rock and Roll got a strong pop.
Of course.
How'd you like his David Lee Roth shirt?
It was awesome. It says here, I don't know how much it cost, but it says here about 200,000 people ordered it, which I find hard to believe, but whatevs.
200,000 people ordered the Bunkhouse?
Yeah.
What we had the Observer. I don't have it open. I'm betting it's in there. But see, that still doesn't tell us how many people, how much it cost. Dude, that shit couldn't have been no more than $20 back then, huh?
Shit.
I'm thinking it had to be like $10.
No, not that cheap.
Okay, no more than 20.
See, I don't know. What were fights going for? Boxing back then?
$60-$70, right?
That
Damn,
much?
back then?
I don't know.
In 88?
I don't know. I all I know is that whatever it was too much for me to bring up the subject.
Well,
because I don't.
Can we know?
Pay-per-views until Tyson popped up.
Yeah, man, I had a rich friend that would order those too, man.
Well, and I had my neighbor across the street. They had the box. Now the thing was, I couldn't watch wrestling pay-per-views on it. I could watch the fights on it because his dad was a big boxing fan. So we would always, whenever there was the fights, we would go over and watch the fights. But I have no clue what they were costing during that time. I can't see it costing. I don't know, man. It feels like I don't know. Somebody out there.
I don't know. The one today is $60. Let's put that in perspective.
Okay. So anyway, we'll keep going though. So again, Rock and Roll defeat Tommy Angel and Cougar J, and Michael Hayes does a little bit of calling out the four horsemen in this episode. Did we want to play that promo? I don't really have a lot of notes from it. But
I didn't have it. I thought he was good. I didn't have a lot from it, and maybe you shouldn't play it because as we sprinkle him in, Michael Hayes is now not in the promotion.
Yes.
Such that at the Bunkhouse, Sting will be filling in for him because he ain't there. He got fired apparently for no show in Cincinnati or some shit.
Take a guess where he went.
To team up with Gordy and Roberts.
Yeah. Harper, do you have anything from Hayes since we're not playing it?
Nah, it was not really.
All right. We then go to Sting, who is going to defeat. Yeah, there's Hayes right there. I said in the studio earlier. We're not in the studio. We're in Richmond. We go to Sting, who's going to defeat Gladiator 1 after Hayes' promo. Anything, Doc, from your favorite person, Sting?
What's our time stamps here through that?
What, the Sting match or?
Yeah, I got a timestamp at 10:55.
10:55. Okay, do you want to tell us what it is while I pull it up?
That little boy had the best grandma ever.
All right. So let's see. We're at 10:48 right now. 49, 50.
I look at Sting. Fuck.
Let's see.
Oh.
Wait, let me go.
Took him to the matches. He had buttons all over his little vest there, man. You know how many A's he had to get in school to get all that going, I bet. Look at that little champion.
Man.
Those old ladies, I bet they were all down at the church. Now, honey. And then they get to the wrestling matches and they'd be cussing up a blue streak.
Look at it.
Grandma with our grandson.
Man, I bet they drive like an Oldsmobile Delta 88 with the compass on the fucking dashboard.
There's a superpower.
What?
Wait,
what? That's your superpower, to know when everybody drives.
I bet they brought. I'm telling you, they pulled up to that building, the Richmond Coliseum, in a fucking Oldsmobile Delta fucking 88 with the compass on the fucking dashboard. Remember those?
Yes, and I'm telling you right now that whatever it was, those ladies were driving a car that was bigger than was safe for them to drive.
Okay, I got one more for y'all.
Remember in the Sopranos where Polly's mom thought she was going backwards and she went forwards and ran over her friend?
Yeah, that's them.
I got one more for y'all. I got one more. They were smoking cigarettes in that Delta 88 too.
Oh yeah, the fucking Virginia Slims.
That's not even in question. That's a given.
They got that fucking ashtray just got fucking cigarette butts in it. By the fucking radio.
Honey, if smoking was bad for you, why does it taste so good?
Yeah. The whole thing is like, well, how old do you think George Burns is?
He played God in that movie.
Yeah, remember that?
Harper superpower. He knows what kind of car everybody drives that we talk about on these shows.
He can match the appropriate year and make and model, and potentially the interior setup and color.
He did the Fall Guy truck. Remember that on the Patron show?
I could picture that kid like in the back seat hitting the fucking lock button, clunk clunk, clunk clunk, and his grandma saying, "Stop it!" Clunk clunk.
And I can also guarantee you that the lap seat belts in there are pushed down between the seats and have never been used.
Yeah, I remember that. It's like, what the fuck is this, man? I didn't start wearing a seatbelt till like
it became a state law.
Right.
That's when it happened.
It's a miracle any of us made it out of the 80s.
Jesus Christ.
No fucking airbags.
I feel like I need to travel back in the Boogie Mobile and just walk up to my kid's self and put a crash helmet on me. Don't say a word.
That's exactly what you would do if you could go back in time, knowing what you know now. Because think about all the times our dumbasses rode in the back of a pickup truck or in a car that had too many kids in it, and we had no seatbelt on. You would literally wrap bubble wrap around your entire body.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
All right. Any thoughts on Sting and Gladiator 1 here, Hopper?
No, just Sting looks like a fucking beast.
And Doc still hates him. See? Well, after Sting defeats Gladiator 1, he cuts a promo, and Doc just couldn't.
Don't play this shit.
Listen to Sting.
Look at Harper.
It was bad.
Hold on, I'm gonna play one part of it. Here
boy.
Sting. Look at Jim Ross, and here he is with another great victory, and a man looking to get his hands on the World Heavyweight title. Here he is, Sting.
Nature Boy! Come out and play!
Okay, that's enough. Doc, how bad
Here's
did that
the thing.
piss you
He's
off?
doing the thing from the Warriors.
Right.
But also, he was still doing that promo 10 years later. Or 9 years later. What a...
Kind of. I mean...
No, he did a Nature Boy come out and play like in the mid-90s.
Look at Sting. Sting looks like some asshole that drives a fucking Corvette that's like one payment away from getting repossessed. But like he don't give a fuck. He's still going out on fucking Friday night, maxing out the credit card.
There's a superpower.
Okay, he may be going to the well a little bit too much.
I mean, that's true.
It's true. I mean, it's hard to deny the man. He's got a superpower. It'd be like asking John Holmes not to fuck a lot, you know?
Doc, any other thoughts on Sting?
None. I had zero at the beginning, and that did not change.
Warlord and Ivan Koloff defeat Mark Fleming and Bob Riddle in the next match. And then they go to the Spam Slam of the Week, where it's Bobby Eaton gets the Spam Slam of the Week when he slams Rocky King.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, that's fucking racist.
No, that's fine. You can have white on black violence. This is wrestling. But my point is that Rocky and Eaton haven't wrestled in the studio since when? So when did this happen?
That's true. They probably just went through footage and like, let's get this one.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
More likely, we forgot to do a Spam Slam this week, so let's go out there and just slam him and we'll tape it.
Well, this is the first one that we've seen in like 2 to 3 weeks, though.
Yeah, because they probably forget to do it for their sponsors. We'll get into that. We'll get into all the slipshod shit going on in the bunkhouse. Bro, this thing is This is on some borrowed time and some rickety wheels.
Okay. Well, we can't skip the Ric Flair promo. Were you about to say something, Harper?
Just like at the end, I think it's about 25-28.
Mm-hmm.
When fucking Flair's walking away, look at that girl that's in the front row. Look at her eyes.
28. I'll freeze.
You know it's hot. You know it's hot when Harper comes with timestamps.
Boy, I will pause it at that moment. Let's go.
Everybody out there listening, just lean forward a little bit, like, oh shit.
Yeah. And remember, you get the video version on this on Patreon. So sign up, you can get it there. But let's go to JJ and Rick right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, they love him, they hate him. He's the world heavyweight champion, the leader of the Four Horsemen, the Nature Boy Ric Flair. JJ Dillon, you're the brains behind all this.
Well, yes, and, I'm a little bit concerned about one situation, and that's Sting getting in the ring shooting his mouth off. You see, a few guys around here see Lex Luger walking around all puffed up and looking cocky, and it's bringing out a little bit of unrest in a few other people. And I'm a little bit amazed that somebody like Sting would be so forward as to go on national television and, of all people, call out the world heavyweight champion. What is he thinking? Now, I'll admit Sting's building up a little bit of an impressive record. He's knocking off a few people left and right, and he's stinging them real good. But you see, the Horsemen have a way of dealing with things that go around stinging people, and all we do is get a Horseman-sized fly swatter, and so what? And then they don't look so bad when they can't sting anybody anymore. Right, champ?
What comes out of the mouth of babes? You know, Sting, you are a perfect example of what Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson are. You're a frustrated punk kid that is still running around with little girls in training bras, while Ric Flair, the world champion, styles and profiles with the finest. Yeah. Woo! With the world's finest from one end to the other. I'm telling you, pal, don't keep calling my name or we'll cut that illustrious careers short. Luger, you gotta be in total frustration. Right now, seeing the Horsemen as we are, three of us, the three world champions. Woo! And remember, tomorrow night, the events get bigger, the stakes get higher, the competition gets better. And tomorrow night, the Nassau Coliseum, millions of people tune in in to see the very best in the world today, and that's the National Wrestling Alliance, Jim Crockett Promotions in the Nassau Coliseum. And baby, call up, get that Cablevision lined up, because tomorrow night, Ric Flair is going to beat up Road Warrior Hawk all by myself. Hawk, this is on the line. And pal, I know you'll be cooking and smoking, but remember, Hawk, when it's all over, when 17,000 people in the building and millions across the country reflect back, they'll have to say, Ric Flair told it like it was again. He took it, and he gave it back, and he's still the world's heavyweight champion. The Bunkhouse Finals, Arne Tully, the Cage, the best in the world, right there, all of them vying for $500,000. $500,000, if you may. Arne Tully, my friends, Road Warrior Animal, Dusty Rhodes, the Barbarian, the Warlord, the real bad apples of our sport, going after $500,000. And I'm betting on Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard, because if you look at it the way you have to look at it, they're the world champions. They're the best there is. And brother, they can take it just like Ric Flair, and they can give it out. So tomorrow night, New York, get ready, because girls, after it's all over, remember, none of you can ever be first, but there's a whole bunch of you out there that might be next.
Watch.
Right. The World Heavyweight Champion.
That broad?
Yeah. Her eyes don't leave him. Watch, play it.
Ric Flair and JJ.
Look at her.
She's under the belt.
Watch.
Right after this.
Just keep going. Man.
Dude,
All
she
right.
was.
The World
hold on.
Heavyweight Champion.
That broad to the left of David Crockett is mesmerized.
Yes.
How do you think she took it when Brett Nates told her that she wasn't grade A quality for the Horsemen?
She
She
didn't
is.
care.
She's thinking, I'm looking at a fucking superstar.
Mm-hmm. He can get me out of this town.
He can get me out of Richmond. I don't have to go to the University of fucking Richmond and be a spider anymore.
That's a good
Dude,
call.
If you watch it in motion, she's in a trance.
Mm-hmm.
Look at her. Look at her. Holy shit.
She almost looks crazy.
I'm pretty sure I would have been too, though.
No,
yeah,
bro.
but you're not a broad. You're a child back then, though.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, she is in a trance staring at him. Holy shit. Okay.
What's up, girl?
Harper, thoughts on the promo, if not the broad? Anything you got from Rick right there as he's trying to talk to people into the building?
He's just trying to talk them into the building and trying to get you to go, Mama, how much does this cost?
Too much, Christopher.
Doc, like Doc said earlier, he couldn't even get,
Mama, I didn't tell you how much. I know, sweetie.
No, Doc, this is what happened in your house. Can we, and you didn't even get past, can we?
Yeah.
The first syllable of "we" came out and it was over.
Yeah, it was a wrap.
Yeah.
Why
Doc,
ask?
Any thoughts on the promo?
Poor Rick, man. You got to think he knows the shambles this promotion is in, and he's trying his best to get this thing. He's trying to talk up everybody's angle. He's trying to get it all going. But I really like it when he said he's going to get out there and beat up Hawk all by himself.
And boy, that was a long match.
Jesus Christ! Nobody thought it was longer than Hawk.
We talk a lot about that in the Patreon special that we did on it. So we'll keep going. We got the Sheepherders. They defeat Larry Stevens and Trent Knight, and then we go to the Road Warriors, who cut a promo. I hadn't planned on playing it, but I'll ask you guys if you want. But it's meat and potatoes for me right there. I thought it was fine, but I don't know if any of us thought Hawk was going to win the world title. Doc, what did you have from it?
Not a chance.
Yeah,
it was. You were hoping.
Yeah, but we knew it. Well, there was no way. It just wasn't happening. Any other thoughts, Doc or Hopper?
Nah.
All right. Again, it was good. It just your standard promo. Then we go to Stan Lane and Dick Murdoch are tagging as we watch them come into the ring, and Go ahead.
I got a timestamp.
Oh, what you got?
37:19.
37:19.
Stan does the guy the black dude tries to come in to kind of get involved, and Stan and the ref backs the guy up, and Stan does like the Akeem black guy dance, like he's taunting him.
All right, so I'm at 37:15 now.
Let me get in front of this.
All right, let's see. So we're at 37:15 in play. He did it. He just a little bit.
Yeah, but that looked like the dance he did on that Memphis show, in '83 we just watched.
Yeah, he was starting to do it, and then they cut away. Damn.
And Murdoch is going nuts on the outside, and you can hear Corny right before he does. Do anything you want, but don't break that camera. I don't want to pay for it.
Yeah.
I got an audio timestamp for 39:55.
39:55. Let's go to that now. I did not say that this is Murdoch and Stan Lane are wrestling Andrew Bellamy and Stan Cruz. You said 39 what, Doc?
55.
All right, so let's turn it up. I'm at 39:52. See what we got here.
Weeks of basketball, brother. All right, that's real funny. Murdoch is going off the deep end. Yeah, he's nuts. He needs.
Yeah.
39:50. Because there's a brother that just gets piled here, so.
All right. Nice looking pile drive, man. I mean,
suplex,
brain buster.
Yeah. Give him an objective. You can tell him what to do, but you can't tell him his methods. He's going to do it any way he sees fit. As a matter of fact, sometimes he don't even see very fit. Sometimes he don't know where he is. This guy right here, Ralph Bellamy, what's his name? He don't know where he is right now with that brain buster. I'll tell you this. What do you get when you cross Ralph Bellamy with a groundhog? 6 more weeks of basketball, brother.
That's nice.
All right, that's real funny. Murdoch is going off the deep end. Yeah, he's nuts. He needs some help, man. He needs shot treatment.
Jim Ross did his hard body Harper imitation right there.
He did.
He said that's real funny.
He might as well have said that's classy.
Wait, we got to get that again. Hold on. That was too good. Here it is.
Sometimes you don't know where he is. This guy right here, Ralph Bellamy, what's his name? He don't know where he is right now with that brain buster. I'll tell you this. What do you get when you cross Ralph Bellamy with a groundhog? 6 more weeks of basketball, brother. All right, that's real funny. Murdoch is going off the deep end. Yeah, he's nuts. He needs some help.
JR may as well have said that's real classy or that's nice.
And so we think here, look at Stan dancing there. We think that Bobby Eaton was out due to his wife having a baby here. Oh, look at that dancing, pal.
Look at that. The little
giving the ladies what they need. Right.
Stan
was like a front moonwalk.
Yes. That was funny, man. I love JR. That's funny. All right.
Real fun.
Harper, any other thoughts from that match?
No.
All right. Doc, what about you? He must put himself on mute because a kid just.
No, I said no.
Something. Oh, okay. All right.
I'm good.
Let's go to the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, right now, who's out there looking like the people with his U.S. title. Here it is.
That's right, he is the legend. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. United States heavyweight champion. Dusty, we just saw a man in the ring. Dick Murdoch. There is a bounty on you, and he wants to collect it.
Well, David, all my life, everybody that's tuned in on the television throughout this country, I've seen Dusty Rhodes in wrestling matches. They see me in some of the baddest feuds in the history of the wrestling ring. And it comes to mind, Dick Murdoch now want to take a bounty out on me and my super partner, Nikita Koloff. I'm not hard to find. But the thing that's on my mind is tomorrow night, $500,000. Ric Flair said it well, the baddest of the bad. The baddest, meanest group of men ever in one ring, one cage, by themselves for $500,000. And there's one thing, Animal, that sets me apart from everybody else. And that is, I have won 2 of them. I am the baddest of the bad. I am the Bull of the Woods. I am the Bunkhouse Stampede champion. And if you're in California, if you're in Las Vegas, or you're in Sioux City, Iowa, you get your cable systems and you hook it up because you can see it live as it happens. And before going into these things, I knew that this one was going to be harder because I took a wild card berth, if you will, a Minnesota Viking berth, if you will. They say I backed in this year. Well, I backed in, but I'm going to walk out frontwards, Daddy, because in my neighborhood, the whole housing project alone wasn't worth $500,000. My daddy alone, God rest his soul, never made $500,000. And by God, tomorrow night in Nassau Coliseum, throughout this country, and the National Wrestler, Dusty Rhodes, is going to give you 110% because I am the defending champion. You got to throw me over the top. You got to throw me out the door before you can call yourself the Bull of the Woods, the baddest of the bad. And Dusty Rhodes is feeling better than he's ever felt, baby. So no friends, only foes. So everybody look out for their own self. It's going to take a mighty big man to take the title of the Bull of the Woods, the king of the Bunkhouse Stampede from Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream. And it ain't going to happen in Dick Murdoch. You come for me anytime, day or night. My door's always open for big bad men like you. Because Dusty Rhodes is one thing. He's a true blue American patriot. The American Dream lives. And now, the 3rd Bunkhouse Stampede is on my doorstep. Thank you, David.
Thank you. Remember, that's tomorrow night, Nassau Coliseum.
Did y'all hear that derogatory term at the end? Hold on. Let me go back. Y'all gotta hear it. Listen to the crowd.
Open for big bad men like you. Because Dusty Rhodes is one thing. He's a true blue American.
Y'all can't hear that F word in the background?
The chant?
Maggot. Except it's with a F.
Who are they saying that to? Dusty?
No, Paul Jones and Warlord and Barbarian and Ivan are next up, and then in the match, it's the next match after that is Arn Anderson against George South. I don't know who they're yelling at. You can't see who's in the ring, but
that's nice.
That's what it sounded like they were saying, unless they're yelling at that corny from the previous match. Anyway,
maybe that's where Lars got it from.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Harper, any thoughts on Dusty there? All he's doing to me is promoting it and saying he's going to win $500 million and trying to get people to buy the pay-per-view.
I did like how he says, I may have backed in, but I'm going to walk out this motherfucker.
He kind of did back in. He was the last one, but yeah. Doc, are you there or did you step away?
I'm right here, pal. Remember back then, having a wild card in the NFL was kind of like there was a stigma attached to it, like you didn't really earn it. Man, fuck that.
Right. Mm-hmm.
No, we're in the playoffs, pal. I don't care how we got there.
Yeah,
pretty true.
Hey, it would have been funny if he just broke kayfabe and said, "You know, baby, I think I just booked myself to win this thing tomorrow night."
U.S. champion, and I'm booking myself to win. There you go. We love you, Dusty.
It might be good to be the king, baby, but it's better to have the pencil, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. All right. Anything else, Doc?
The Warlord's gotten bigger from last week.
He fucking looks it, man.
Dude, that dude makes... Well, he doesn't make Barbarian look small, but it's just like... He's just jacked.
Well, Ivan's disappeared.
Right. Yeah, I heard him talking. I'm like, where is he?
Go ahead, Doc. What are you saying?
No, he's gone, man. He's just poking out over these mountains.
He's literally, look at him. He's just standing behind Warlord. All you can see is 80% of his head, and that's it. Other than that, yeah. I don't have anything from the promo, did you?
Oh, no, I don't give a shit about what they're saying.
All right, so Arn Anderson then is in the ring, and he defeats George South. Arn shakes George's hand before the match as they adhere to the Ring of Honor Code of Honor. Doc, any thoughts from Arn and George South there?
Yeah, a couple of things. I thought it's fantastic when Arn has just a few strands of hair up there, but he goes to the ref and says he got his hair pulled. It's great. At the beginning. Good heel tactics. And I thought this was a good match. Obviously, you would expect these two to put on a good match. But I also really liked that Arn won with the Gourd Buster, even though he's been using the Spine Buster lately. It just shows he can win matches in different ways. So I like that.
Hopper, any thoughts from you?
It was a good match.
Yeah.
It was fun to watch. Yeah.
Agreed. So after that, we then go to Arn and JJ. Let me get to it, and we'll see what these two have to say. They replayed the finish right there, Doc.
Mm-hmm.
Gourd Buster.
It's a Gourd Buster. Yeah.
Yeah, no. South goes up real good and plants him.
It's just a Gourd
But
Buster.
I agree. There is something to winning in more than a way. Look at Tommy Young actually sell it too. He's like, ooh.
That looked like that shit hurt.
Yeah, for real. All right, let's go to Arn and JJ. Here they are.
All right, JJ, the enforcer, Arn Anderson, one of the world tag team champions. Listen, you've got a team that's outstanding.
Well, tell me something that I don't already know. I know they're outstanding, but now I'm looking for the financial rewards, and that's where tomorrow in Nassau becomes critical. Because I don't care what your financial status is, where you are in life, when you talk about $500,000, simply that's $500,000. And even in my tax category, $500,000 is going to get my attention. And the Horsemen, one problem we don't have is worrying about how we're going to divide the money. Because when you get into figures like that, there's plenty for everybody. Double A tomorrow night, I can't see how we can miss. Well, JJ, your word is gold. But the one thing I want to tell you people, I want to tell you something you already know, David Crockett. Lex Luger is a hell of a man. I butted heads with Lex Luger all over this town, all over this country, all over this state. What I find to be true, Luger, is you're a hungry man. You got all the gifts. You got talent. You got desire. You got the guts. You got the body. You got the genetics. The thing you do not have, Luger, the one thing you do not have to do with this business to make you a superstar is you don't have relationships. I have relationships. Blake, J.J. Dillon, Tully Blanchard, Ric Flair, myself. What we are, Lug, something we always tried to preach to you. We are no greater than the sum of our parts. And tomorrow night, in the Bunkhouse Stampede, we're butting heads with the best. You're talking about the very best. You're talking about Dusty Rhodes. You're talking about Animal. You're talking about the Warlord. You're talking about the Barbarian. You're talking about Tully Blanchard and myself, Luger. Rest assured of one thing, my friend. You got my attention. You got my respect. Jim Crockett pays you a large amount of money because you're a fine, quality tuned athlete. But the bottom line is, Lug, he has no idea what kind of athlete you are unless he's got something to compare you to. And myself, Tully Blanchard, Ric Flair, J.J. Dillon are the measuring stick, gentlemen. Rest assured, we're not the biggest, we're not the strongest. While you're bench pressing, by God, we're winning all the money.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's tomorrow night, the Bunkhouse Stampede.
Well, Arn was pretty damn good as usual. Doc, what do you have?
I actually thought Arn struggled a bit there. I thought he was stumbling over words, and it's Arn. So again, let's don't overreact. But that wasn't, in my opinion, his best promo there.
Harper, what about you?
I like what he said. You know, we have fucking relationships.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a fucking corporate environment, though, man.
They have relationships.
I like when he said, we ain't the biggest, we're not the strongest. While you're bench pressing, we're winning all the money.
Bitches.
I thought that was, he was like, yeah, you take your muscles and you can shove them, pal. Right down, pal. You think the muscles do something for you?
He's so vascular.
Right. Ronnie Garvin after that defeats Gene Ligon. Wasn't too bad. I mean, give him some chin nuts and whatnot. But, Doc, anything from it?
No. He called him Ralph Bellamy at the beginning, but that's okay.
Yeah, it happens. Harper, anything from the match?
Nah.
I got to play this next one just for the simple fact that Stan is a shithead.
Yeah.
Look at this. What is he wearing? Is that New York in pink?
Yeah, not that he says anything. He's just, look at him. He is a goofball. I'm starting to wonder if Jimmy Del Rey watched these episodes and was like, I'm just going to be kind of like Stan, but I'm going to turn it up a notch in Smoky Mountain. Because
up the sleaze factor.
That's exactly what I was trying to say. But let's go to the promo now. And again, Stan's got a pink jacket on with New York on it, and he's got glasses on, and he just looks like a shithead. And let's go to the promo. Here it is.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Sweet Stan Lane, one half of the United States Tag Team Champions. Jim Cornette, the leader, and the bounty hunter, Dick Murdoch. You wasted enough of our time? Okay, let me say something. Sweet Stan's going to be in Nassau Coliseum tomorrow night. Dick Murdoch's going to be in Orlando, Florida tomorrow night. Beautiful Bobby's going to be in Nassau Coliseum tomorrow night. Everything is going on. These men got more ways to beat you than the IRS. But, you know, I said, Dick, let me ask you a question. I know Mama said she's going to pay all your expenses while you're out on the road trying to collect the bounty, but there's a couple of things I find it hard to explain to her. 2 cases of chewing tobacco, $47. 5 pounds of beef jerky, $8.75. Liquor store, $122. The Crystal Pistol Saloon, $274.39.
The Ranchers were a little thirsty.
You can't be doing that. I'm having a hard time pushing this through to Mama, but don't worry. We love you. We believe in you. You're doing a heck of a job. So as long as you get the job done, and I know that's what you do best, we're going to take care of you, brother, and $50,000 on Dusty Rhodes. And let me tell you this. Nikita Koloff, this man's been on your tail for a while. You won't give him a TV title match because I told you he was going to be the one to win it. So I'm going to say this, February 6th in Charlotte, North Carolina, after that Texas barbed wire match with Dick Murdoch, brand new barbed wire all around those ropes. Nikita Koloff, you're going to be out of the way. You ain't going to be able to run in like the cavalry whenever Dusty Rhodes gets in trouble. And then Dusty Rhodes, this man right here, I told you, he's out of control. I can tell him what I want done, but I can't tell him how to do it. The methods are his, and you know just how dirty and how stinking bad he can be. And Dick, like I said, I'm not going to try to tell you how to do it. All I want you to do is do it.
You know, David, it's a pleasure and a privilege to be associated with the Midnight Express. Sweet Stan and beautiful Bobby and Mr. Jim Cornette and his lovely, beautiful mama up there in Louisville, Kentucky. Now, let's get one thing straight. Tomorrow night in Orlando, Florida, Ronnie Garvin, you're going to be history. And then, you know, I'm not liking that match at all in Charlotte on February the 6th, the barbed wire match. Look at this. Can you see the goose pimples? Can you see that, David Crockett? When I stand up here and talk about it, I speak the truth. But let me tell you something, Nikita Koloff. Every day in the great state of Texas, every day I start working with that stuff. I stretch that bob bar. I got my old Ford diesel pickup truck out there, and I'm stretching that bob bar that come along. And I know exactly what can happen to a human being if that stuff pops. I know exactly I can wrap around a person, slice him up like lunch meat. But let me tell you something, Nikita Koloff. One thing this man's not afraid of, and that is his own shadow. So come Charlotte, February the 6th, Greensboro the 30th, Los Angeles, Albuquerque, all ports west, even in the ocean. The Midnight Express, Mr. Jim Cornette, and the bounty hunter Dick Murdoch's going to take care of Dusty Rhodes, Nikita Koloff, and Ronnie Garvin. Let me say one other thing. You got a lot of people standing up here saying how tough they are. A lot of them saying they can't be beat. Well, let me tell you something. It takes a good man to beat this team, but it don't take them long. And I'll guarantee you another thing. $75,000. Make sure your mama's got the money.
She's got the money. 50 on Dusty Rhodes. Just remember that. That's the big one. The 25. Anybody. Just get rid of everybody that's our enemies. And, brother, like I said, he's going to be down here tomorrow in Orlando. Just like the Maytag repairman.
It could be you and Jimmy Crockett getting rid of our enemies.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming out next for the Western States Heritage Championship, the challenger, Tully Blanchard, one of the 4 horsemen, and the champion, Barry Windham.
All right, Doc. Any thoughts from Corny, Murdoch, and Stan right there? Stan doesn't say a word, but he was entertaining me. Is he on mute or what?
I thought you went to Harper.
What?
I said Doc.
Oh, you said Doc. Oh, does anybody wonder what 200 and whatever dollars get you down at the Crystal Pistol?
What?
I don't know.
Oh,
but
that was a real place. I Googled it.
of course it was.
Okay, Harper. What was it? What kind of place was it?
It was a dance hall in Amarillo, Texas, on Route 66.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the filth up in that sumbuck?
Roberta would give you a reach around while she tosses your salad.
That's nice.
What do you think the broads look like up in that place?
Tough.
Like the chick from fucking Urban Cowboy, but like a
but real, like they live that life.
Right.
Sissy, but if they had to live that way.
Right. Get in the truck, sissy. I ain't gonna.
That movie is so great.
Sissy.
That's a great movie.
It is crazy. It's like when you watch it now, it's like he's an asshole, but like he's the hero. John Travolta. He's fucking punching.
Because they came up on an even bigger asshole, which was Scott Glenn.
Yeah, the fucking ex-con.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that was kind of like everything in the old days. I mean, you know, the episode where Magnum kisses Baby Doll and basically rips her freaking shirt.
That's true, huh?
Babyface.
She likes it. She likes it.
And yeah, and then the freaking Babyface announcer's going, she likes it. She likes it. She likes it. She likes it. Like she's Doc's 7-year-old little Latrell. It was a different world back then, you know?
Yeah, it was.
Any other thoughts on Corny, Murdoch, and Stan Lane, Hopper?
No.
Man, but he did say he spent $8 on 5 pounds of beef jerky. That sounds like a hell of a deal.
Yeah,
that's
that
hell
fucking
of a deal back then.
That fucking chewing tobacco price sounds like that's way too much for back then.
You would know.
Because just think how much a pack of cigarettes cost in fucking 1988.
What, $1?
What did it cost?
$1.75.
Right, at the most.
Yeah.
So a can of chew is probably the same thing.
Yeah, so he must have been getting top grade chew or something.
Right.
For that price. So here's a question. If I worked at a grocery store and I remember like a carton of cigarettes costing like $20.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Now this is in the 90s, but my question is, I'm just curious because I ain't got a clue. What does a pack of cigarettes cost in 2019, and what does a carton cost?
A pack is like $6 now, huh? At least it is here.
Between 6 and 7, I would think.
Yeah.
But what's a carton?
Well, that's probably 10 of them.
Yeah, that's probably like 40 fucking bucks.
Shit. But it's north of 50.
Damn, really?
$50 for a carton of cigarettes if you smoke nowadays?
God. That shit could have it. I used to get a carton of cigarettes for fucking Christmas.
Jesus Christ. From who? From who?
A friend of mine, Randy.
All right.
Why is another man buying you Christmas gifts?
Yeah, I know, huh?
I think Randy listens to this show.
I don't think he does.
Okay, this is another Randy then, because there's a Randy.
No, that's the same. Yeah, it's the same. I don't know. Maybe he does. I don't know.
I feel like Harper was about to say that's the same shithead.
Yeah.
But he stopped.
I've been knowing Randy since I was 6 years old.
So Randy felt obligated to get you a carton every year.
Yeah.
What a friend, Doc.
Mm.
All right.
Wow. I'm interested.
Let's keep it moving.
I want to know more about Randy.
Okay, well, go ask away.
No, I'll save it for later. Okay. We got a hot match in the ring.
Yes, we do. We've got, first off, they did go to a Lex Luger promo, which was very short. I didn't have anything from it. They just kind of, And then they go to Barry versus Tully, and JR at the very start of the match mentions that Barry is the only person to hold the prestigious Western States Heritage title. JR, he had to chuckle a little inside when he said that, and we talk more about that prestigious Western States title in the pay-per-view that we did on the Bunkhouse that Barry defends on during it. Tully takes control of the match when he starts working over Barry's leg and knee. They keep going to Luger, who's standing by with David Crockett for quick, like, pitching.
Jesus, I do not need Lex Luger to tell me about wrestling while it's happening.
Right. I like at the end when he's like, I have Lex over here doing commentary. I'm like, no. Don't ever say that again.
Yeah, I was gonna say something, but y'all took my thunder, so that was what I had. Now they get towards the.
You saw that just now?
What?
Like the ref turns around and like he looks at the camera like, get the fuck out my way.
Hold on, let me rewind a little bit.
It's 106.11.
Yeah, because Tommy Young slides and the cameraman is too close, and you can't see Tommy Young, but Tommy Young is like, dude,
his
move.
feet. Yeah.
Oh, boy. I wonder if Saeed's ever had to do that at Wildcat, kick the cameraman.
No, I don't know.
He's just trying to make sure he gets the 3 count right and doesn't fuck up the finish, right?
Well, poor old Saeed.
It happens, right, bro? Okay.
He's fucking Palestinian, you know?
Okay. What does that happen? Never mind.
I'm just saying.
I'm not going there with Hopper. All right, so well, let me ask you a question, Doc. Did you have any notes from the crowd reaction in this thing? Did you think they were into it, not into it, what?
I really I don't remember what the crowd did. I watched this last week. I like the fact that when Tully got the shoe, Barry stopped him, and I thought that was good. So he foiled the shoe gimmick. Mm-hmm. But I really think my notes and commentary are saved for the end.
Okay, so would you rather I got a
timestamp.
What you got, Hopper?
At 1:10:40, it's a sound one.
All right, so let's go to. I'm at 1:10:34.
It's when they start working on his leg, yeah, and it's someone in the crowd. It's yelling at Barry.
All right. So I'm going to hit play. It's about 6 seconds or 7 seconds before what Hopper's talking about. Here it is.
He may be counted out a 10 count right here. It looked as if Windham was building the momentum. He was controlling the tempo of the match most assuredly. But may not.
Let's listen again. Some guy at ringside yells, "Get your ass up." Here it is.
Even be able to get back up. He may be counted out a 10 count right here. It looked as if Windham was building the momentum. He was controlling the tempo.
Well, somebody's yelling at Barry to get their ass up. Now, Doc, I was going to go fast forward to the end or the finish and play that. Are you good with that? It says you said you had something from it, so does that sound good?
Yeah, let's hit it.
Yeah.
Okay. So here is the finish of the match.
Both men on their feet. He got him! He got him with the clear! That's his move! Hey, what are you doing, JJ? 28 minutes left! Wait a minute! JJ Dillon! We didn't ring it! Tommy, for goodness sake!
I'm going to let it play for like 2 minutes.
You rang the bell! Dillon rang the bell! What are you doing?
Hey! Tommy, I was standing right here. He rang that bell.
JJ Dillon just grabbed the hammer.
Tommy, Tommy, come here.
This match.
Tommy, you didn't see it. Tommy, we did not ring the bell. JJ Dillon rung the bell. We're going to get it. They're telling me in the truck we're going to get it back up. Now you look and see for yourself. Here's the monitor.
Look with your eyes.
All right, I don't understand this, but all right. You heard the bell, but we didn't ring it. 3 minutes now. Blanchard with one straight game plan to go after it. Tully Blanchard is weary, and he is tired. He's going for the home run, but Barry Windham is right there. Windham is up there, and now Barry Windham is going to the second rope. He's superplex. That's his move. That's one of his favorite moves. Let's see if he can he get all the weight over. No, he can't do it. His leg gave way. Yeah. He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. His leg gave way on him. Oh, we are seeing one courageous match here. But we still got, I know we got a couple of minutes left here. Both men on their feet. He got him! He got him with the clear! That's his move! Hey, what are you doing, JJ? 28 minutes left. 2 minutes left. JJ rang the bell. Wait a minute. JJ
All right, so Doc, you were saying you were laughing. You want to talk about what the people who are listening can't see? JJ rang the bell before the actual bell was supposed to be rung, and he just looked like the criminal that stole something and then walked off like I ain't do shit. Doc, what you got?
Man, JJ was fantastic, and then he comes in and hit Windham with his shoe, and the horsemen are in. But yeah, man, he was so egregious that like Tony and JR and Lex are like, no, he's cheating. But that shit was fantastic. JJ was amazing. People are throwing shit in the ring now, and the horsemen are all over him. And Rick's about to offer Barry the chance of a lifetime here by hitting Luger.
And Barry turns it down at this point. Harper, what did you have from the finish in JJ Shenanigans where he rang the bell?
Oh, there's the fan.
Yes.
Yeah, I was thinking. I was like, wait, out of all the shit that's been happening, this is the first time the ref's like, hold on. Let's take a look at this fucking video and see what the fuck's going on here.
Bill Watts will tell you, man, you can't do instant replay.
Yeah.
Instant replay doesn't happen. You are right. I just thought, so the question.
Here comes the mark.
Well, yeah, real quick, though, before we go to that again. JJ, was he not tremendous right there, the way he rang the bell?
JJ was, all the way through, was just a champion.
I'm stealing that shit.
That's a great
you really
gimmick.
Need to steal it. I mean, we can't get you to do the ether. You really got to steal it. You really got it. Because that's phenomenal. If you think about it, you know, your guy's about to get pinned and you ring the bell, you know, and like.
Time limit draw.
Right. I didn't do nothing. Show me some video. And nobody can provide video. And yeah, good stuff. All right. So Harper and Doc were alluding to a fan who tries to come in the ring. So we're watching it now, and Rick tries to get Barry to become or to double up on Luger, and a fan rolls into the ring, and Arn walks over and punts the guy.
Arn runs over.
And then JJ's getting his licks in. They've got the guy. The cops finally pull him out. I actually think after Arn kind of went over there and kicked him, he was kind of kind to the guy and kind of just left him laying there until the cops.
But what you got to know is what that first kick did to him. He may have felt a couple of ribs cave in.
Yeah, because he literally came with the punt maneuver. From there, the Horsemen continue working over Barry and Lex, and then Sting comes out and makes a save, and I'm sure that made Doc very happy.
Dude, Sting and Luger riding high. We've got a chaotic situation here.
Basically, that's exactly what happened. They go to commercial, and then they come back. And then they're about to show Barry the footage. Hold on one second. Let me stop the Patreon video, and then I got to restart it because we're at the time limit for the first one.
Hey, while you're doing that, have you heard the news that Zion actually hasn't gotten an agent, so he could just go back to Duke for another year?
Yes.
Let's talk about that in the close. I actually heard two other things related to that. So we shall see. And that's why I told you yesterday I wasn't getting my hopes up. So there you go. Makes sense. So
just like when your mom told you that your dad was coming to pick you up to hang out with you for the day, and then you just sat at the window staring.
You have to be an asshole all the time.
He would get excited like he would fucking see the headlights, and he'll hear a car, and it'll just keep on going. Poor old Mike.
Are y'all finished?
What?
I'm just curious. Y'all finished?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right. So like I was saying, they go to commercial and then they come back and they show Barry the footage to burn some of the rest of the TV time so Barry can see JJ ring the bell. They then re-air the Four Horsemen attacking Luger and Barry. So all that gets re-aired. No need for us to kind of rehash that again. I think they're just kind of filling up TV time at that point. And then they do go to another promo where it's Barry and Luger. This is the last promo, and this is kind of how they go off air. So let me go ahead and play it, and you'll see what goes down. Here it is.
Okay, there it was, Barry. We saw how it happened, and Lex Luger was here with some commentary. I know, Lex, and it was nothing but pandemonium with the Horsemen coming in.
You know, Barry, I've got to start sometime, so I'm going to start right here with you. I made a mistake. And from the bottom of my heart, if I'm ever there to lend you a hand, I'm going to be there for you, brother. I called you my friend before, and I'll say it again. I'll tell you what, you and I can help each other out. And I know right now, for instance, in Charlotte, on Saturday, February the 6th, I've seen the contract sitting on Jim Crockett's desk, and you don't have a tag team partner for a match against Ric Flair and Arn Anderson. And I'll just tell you what right now, from my heart, and I knew this would happen someday. I knew that you'd come around, because I knew it in my heart. I'll be your partner anytime. And if they'll get those contracts down there, I'll be down there Monday morning to sign them.
Oh, I'll tell you something. That is history right there. For the first time, Ric Flair, Lex Luger in the same ring, and those two men together at the Charlotte Coliseum on February 6th. It's going to be history in the making, and I want to tell you something. I've been around a lot of exciting wrestling programs. I have never seen anything we had. I mean, pandemonium was an understatement. Brawls in and out of the ring. We still don't know what the decision. We hope to find out. We'll talk about that, I'm sure, for weeks to come, as will you for several weeks. The instant replay used for the first time in wrestling history, Tony.
It came into being. The instant replay, Tommy Young came right down here, and we found out that Barry Windham and Lex Luger, hands clasped, will be together. The Charlotte Coliseum on February 6th. It's going to be an exciting tag team event.
It's going to be a great...
All right, they're getting ready to go off air, but that's basically how the show ends. But all of a sudden now we can use instant replay, Hopper.
Yeah, really? The Saints could have used fucking Tommy. Fuck.
Maybe y'all should sue the league so that they could replay that game.
Yeah.
Wow, God, I got so tired of hearing that.
I'm still in Game of Thrones so they could redo Sunday's episode.
God. So by the time this airs, the finale would have aired, but the Game of Thrones fans turned into wrestling fans 2 Sunday nights ago from the time this aired. The second episode from the season finale. Bro, my wife was in here. She was literally talking about it like a wrestling analyst. She was fed up with it.
I think they just said we fucking ran out of time, and they're like, fuck it, small package, we're going home. Because the way they killed people off so easily, and they just said, fuck it, go home.
Bruh, there's an online petition that started, fans demanding the remake of this entire season.
People got too much say in the creative. You ain't Hulk Hogan, pal.
Yeah, really, huh?
That's not how I would have ended the Sopranos. But you know what? I dust myself off. I got out. I went to work the next day. These people need to get some fucking lives.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like how they killed off your girl and fucking Jamie. How they just had that little fucking fucking death. But it's you know, all right. What the fuck am I gonna do?
Right, you talking about Game of Thrones? How
it
how
is what it is.
Jamie died. It is what it is. But okay, so a program that we all did see as we're getting to the end of Saturday night here, and we do have some time. We've never talked about the finish of the Sopranos. The three of us. It wasn't to me the best finish ever on TV by far. It was kind of, I don't know, man. I wasn't watching it happen, but yeah, it definitely left you hanging. But Doc, you said it. If you don't like it, just move on. It was what it was.
The way I would have ended it, and I said this well in advance of it happening, because I was a fan of the show when it was on, was he would have had some major shit going on, and they did. But it would have ended with he would have walked down the driveway in his robe and picked up the paper, looked at it, and turned around and headed back up into his house and closed the door, and that's it, because that's his life. And we got to see into a small piece of it, but this is what he does every day.
So you don't think he should have died at the end?
No.
Okay. Do you think he died at the end?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do too. Harper, you think he died at the end when they went to black?
Yeah. I think the whole moral of the story is it's at the end of the day, it's not worth it. Because it seems like all those mafia shit, like they all start off hot, they get all the women, the drugs, and money, and then what happens at the end?
Everybody blows it every time.
Right. Everyone fucks it up. Everyone gets killed, or they go to jail. And I think that's the moral of the story is.
And he said it. He said it in Melfi's office too many times. There's only two ways out for a guy like me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, and that's what I'm saying. So y'all were watching it real time.
I watched the night of, and at first I thought my fucking cable went out.
Well, according to what I read, like millions of people thought the same thing. It is what it is, though. I wasn't. So were you ready to boycott HBO because of the finish?
No, I was disappointed. I was disappointed, and then I remembered that my life had other things in it, and I went and did something else.
Because I was talking to Brian Fury before Game of Thrones season started, because he's a big Thrones fan, Harper, and he was like, I made a joke. I said people aren't going to like the way this season finishes, and I said they're going to be boycotting HBO. There's going to be hashtag boycott HBO over it, and I was just joking. And then after Sunday night, I was like, holy shit, people are really pissed off. And the whole time that dragon was burning that city down, I was just laughing. I thought it was funny. I was like, holy shit, she's torching this bitch.
My wife actually, I said, I heard there was a heel turn on your show, and she goes, that's exactly what this shit was.
You saw Aaron Rodgers was like one of the fucking peasants.
Extras. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that. I was still trying to figure out if that was really him or somebody just said that.
Oh, yeah.
He was too busy letting his girl Danica Patrick get bought drinks at a damn basketball game.
All right. Very good. Let's get back to Saturday night. Don't boycott HBO, people. It's just a TV show. Don't get so upset over it. But if you are upset, I mean, hey, everybody got a prerogative. Doc, we went through the end right there. Any other thoughts on this episode before we rate it and hand out a Rolex?
No, sir.
Okay. So what are you rating it, Doc? It's a go-home show to the Bunkhouse, remember?
It is, and I wish the Bunkhouse would have been this good.
Yeah, really.
Oof, I don't know. I would say that this was a B plus.
Okay. Harper, what do you say?
It's an A.
All right. I think I'm gonna go with a B plus as well. Nothing bad, nothing wrong with a B plus.
Hell, how many times in your life would you have taken that and run with it?
Yeah, really.
I mean, you
couldn't even get to McNeese.
That's nice, Doc.
Yeah, we saw your pictures. That's nice.
Thanks, Harper. Appreciate
it. B plus.
Great. B plus. That's sure, as Jim Ross said in this episode when Corny went off and said what he said. That's real funny. And he kept moving.
Sasha was standing there looking at him on graduation day like it was easier to give birth than it was to drag your ass through college.
That's nice.
Idiot.
That's nice.
Yeah,
I just know what she has. I know what she has to put up with you.
Great. That's great.
Did y'all fly there, or y'all drove?
Nah, man. I never. I rarely fly to New Orleans. It's gotta be. Yeah, I almost always drive when I go. I mean, because it ain't that far, but the older I get, the more I don't want to sit in a car either for that long, which is...
Fuck, I looked on a map from here to Dallas, bro. Fuck that.
I mean, it ain't terrible. It's not like from driving, from New Orleans to Disney World. It's not that bad, but...
Fuck, they had a couple of the guys drove from here to fucking Tulsa for a fucking wrestling show over the weekend. I said, y'all are fucking crazy.
Jesus
They're like, you want to go? I was like, is that a serious fucking question?
He would have never made it in Watts' territory.
Well, if I was getting paid what they're paying Watts, I would go.
Well, Watts wasn't going to pay you what he was paying him.
Yeah. That's a haul because from Tulsa where we're at, Doc, is a ride. So Tulsa to New Orleans, no, thank you.
Living a dream, brother.
All right, we need to do some Rolexes. I got to get a Rolex to JJ for ringing that bell at the end. You know what that reminded me of at the end, Doc, when JJ rang the bell?
Please tell us.
Remember in early Smoky Mountain when Ron Wright gave Dutch
and rolled away, and he rolled away. That's like episode 4 or 5.
It was like
the Russian.
I actually think he gave like the brass knucks. I think it was Dutch and Primetime Brian Lee were in a match, and Ron Wright is at ringside, and they're in Morristown High School. They're at Morristown, Tennessee, at Morristown High School, and Ron is at ringside in the wheelchair, and he gives the brass knucks to Dutch, and then you literally see the camera pan over to him, and he's in that wheelchair, and he just does the little roll away motion. And it was like he's rolling away from the scene of the crime, and Bob Caudle makes mention, "Oh, look at him, he's getting away." That's what JJ reminded me of right there when he rang that bell and then skipped over to the side to make it look like he didn't do anything. So JJ's getting the Rolex for me. Who are you giving it to, Doc?
There wasn't a single question in my mind after I saw that JJ was walking away with a nice timepiece for his horn. Jeez, that was awesome.
Yeah,
I'm with you. Harper, what about you?
It's got to be JJ.
Yeah, I don't know.
Fucking using his shoe.
Right. Just really good stuff. So 2 B pluses, 1 A, and then JJ Rolex for his wrist. He's getting a nice little timepiece this episode. So there you have it. Doc, you were about to start saying something about Zion. Give me a minute first. Remember, everyone, use your Amazon referral link or ours at tinyurl.com/BTTAmazon. It's a great way to support this show. You're not spending anything extra. You're only spending what you're spending money on Amazon. You can use it to buy anything and everything from there. Again, it's tinyurl.com/BTTAmazon. Give that link to the wives, girlfriends, hoes, and side pieces in your life and tell them to use it. It's a great way to support this show. And then remember, if you want the pay-per-view, it's tinyurl.com/Patreon, BTT, $5 tier. Doc and I did a Memphis show recently, ECW show, AWA show, bunch of extra shows going up at the $5 tier, along with the Jim Crockett Promotions first pay-per-view with the Bunkhouse Stampede that will be up when this airs by the next day on our Patreon feed. It's tinyurl.com/Patreon, BTT. What were you about to say about Zion, Doc?
Well, there's the scuttle now that he could just say, you know what? The Big Easy can snack on a dick. I'm going back to college because he hasn't hired an agent. So I don't think most people know this about you, but Mike is a basketball fan, but he's struggling right now because he hates basketball. Is that a fair assessment?
I don't hate basketball. I hate the NBA. I think the NBA is a shit show.
Okay. So you're on Kevin Durant. You're down on the Warriors. You hate everything.
He's a pussy.
See, here we go.
Nice.
Here we go.
Fuck that guy. That guy is the epitome of I can't do anything on my own, so let me go join a team that's already great. And he needs to be ashamed of himself because he's a terrible worker. You know why he's a terrible worker? Because that sumbitch went to a team that was already a champion. They won 73 goddamn games, and he lost in the finals. He lost all credit that he could ever have for being a great player because of that.
So Army, how many people does you ever hear Milquetoast Mike ever cut a promo on besides me? So that tells you right there, he really is worked up on this. And he has been for a while. I mean, last year during the playoffs, it was, I hope the plane goes down.
That's
for the
nice.
Really. I mean, that's the kind of stuff I would say about the Eagles, and they deserve it, but whatever. So I just want to know as much as your dark, cold heart has turned on the NBA, I know you because you've been a sports fan your whole life. You got that little flicker, and you're trying real hard to not let it in. You're trying real hard to not, man, fuck, I can't get excited. This is some bullshit because I've seen this shit before. But if there is a way back, this is it. And there's a wrestling Mark's heart deep down in there. What would Zion going back to Duke do to that flicker in your heart?
Hold on. Let me take a couple of somas real quick to drown his pain. No, seriously. Let me ask Harper. Did they get you to buy in because they got the number 1 pick? Or are you all of a sudden like, yeah, let's see what happens? Or are you kind of like, just like, man, I don't know about this shit?
I just want to see him sign a fucking agent because what I heard was he wouldn't go back to Duke, but he would play for the U.S. national team.
Damn.
Well, and then I heard
did his mom go to New Orleans and get raped one weekend? What the hell?
I mean, that's what I heard on Colin. What's his Coherd? Where the fuck his name is?
Why are you listening to that bullshit?
He kept saying that if he was that there's a good chance. Well, not. It's just it's all of their fucking personalities. But he was saying that don't be surprised if he doesn't go back to Duke. He just plays for the U.S. national team.
Mm.
Doc,
and then he comes back next year as a number 1.
Okay, so here's the thing. I don't think that's going to happen because that is not a good situation for the league and their partners. If you get my drift, the corporate partners to be in. And if that was going to happen, they would have worked it so they just gave it to the. There's something going on because otherwise, why didn't the Knicks or the Lakers just get the pick?
I don't know. That's just crazy, huh? There was a 6% chance.
Yeah, that's the same thing my team had.
6.
Brian Windhorst, the dude from ESPN.
I know who you're talking about. He's that big.
Which one's him?
Fat bastard that it's up LeBron's ass.
Wow, he's been covering LeBron since high school. But anyway, he was talking about the thing that piqued my interest was the agents and the agencies that he could sign with, and one of them in the running. And this is what popped me earlier was Rich Paul and Clutch Sports. I was like, oh, so he may sign with them, the same people who leaked that Anthony Davis wanted a trade and got this whole shit show in motion in New Orleans this past year with the damn Pelicans. So, excuse my French here, but fuck all of them.
So these people didn't tune in for basketball talk. What they wanted to see was the pain and desperation that your life would enter into if you win the lottery with a 6% chance. The guy looks at you and says, nah, bruh, he goes back to college.
You're not my type.
Right. Well, and like here's everybody that's
here's the other thing. The thing I heard is he wanted to go to New York, but what he doesn't understand, and shit, I don't know, I wouldn't have understood it at 19 either. Is you need to look at the model, because the truth of the matter is if you go down there and you breeze it up and you become the community, you can make all the money you need to make.
That's what kills me.
Anthony Davis could have been because how many years?
He would have had so much time to do all that community service work in the community when he's hurt. So I mean, that'd have been great.
That's what kills me. That's why I have no sympathy for these athletes because, Davis could sign a $200 million contract, but no, he wants out to go play in LA for what reason I don't know, other than he's going to play with a broke down LeBron. Who's, I'm sorry, people, he's getting to the end of those days.
Dude.
Father Time is
I think he's like Hulk Hogan in fucking 95.
But he's already done the heel turn, so he can't do that.
Bruh,
that's true.
So we're gonna wrap it up like this. I know everybody out there ain't no NBA fan. I am burnt when it comes to the NBA.
Dude, he's salty.
Baron Davis
every day.
Baron Davis gone. Chris Paul gone. Anthony Davis almost gone.
The Hornets gone.
What do you want from me? Like I told Doc this. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. You about to fool me a third time. No, I'm not falling for this bullshit.
Come on. How many times did you watch Mid-South UWF Wrestling think they were finally going to show the end of a match and they were like, we'll see you next week?
That's different.
It's in your DNA.
That's different. I have a problem with a sport that calls itself on the up and up and is real and they book shit. That's my problem, because you push this off. See, we know wrestling's a work. We know television's a work. We know Game of Thrones. We know Sopranos. All that stuff is a work. Like, we know that. I have a problem with, like, basketball, because now these bookers, they playing with our emotions too much. And I cannot keep going along with the stories, man. They're not going to keep breaking my heart, so I got to let it go. I could tolerate the Saints and that nonsense, but no, the NBA,
that would be a 1-2 punch for the city, I got to tell you, after last football season.
Yeah, I can't. So, look, I'm about to enjoy Drew Brees' last year coming up, and but the Pelicans, y'all ain't pulling me in just yet. And you know what's funny? If he does do that, where he either goes back to Duke or plays for the U.S. national team, or third option, demand a trade because he doesn't want to play there and pull some weight, I'm gonna be like, I told y'all so.
He better not be like that. He better not go down to Cafe Du Monde with his old lady for a vacation.
Well, Anthony Davis is a hoe. Talking about bleep, 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 bleep. That's all, folks. You don't wear that shit. You won't wear that shirt to the last game. You need to own it. Don't be like, well, somebody put it in my locker and I decided to wear it.
Bro. Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Asshole. Anyway, yeah, so much. Harper, plug your shirt. Tell the people where to find the House of Harper shirt if they're not going to be at Wildcat X-Rated June 22nd.
On fucking Pro Wrestling Tees, bro. I'm booking the territory.
There you go. So go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/ booking the territory, and then click shop now, and Harper shirt is the first one on there. It's the House of Harper shirt. There you go. Go check it out. Or you're gonna have shirts on June 22nd at X-Rated, right?
Yeah. All
right. So the BTT contingent that are going down there, Harper will have shirts there as well. Also, I want to remind everyone to make sure you follow us on Twitter at BTT_podcast, at Mike504Saints. Harper is at CJ Shoutout, although he's never on there. But make sure you DM him on Facebook. He loves hearing from all the lovely listeners out there.
That's his mic.
Check out the Wrestling Podcast About Nothing with Ring of Honor's Brian Malonis and Mike Crockett every single Monday as they talk classic and current wrestling. Also, check out Our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast run by Joe Murata and Michael Quinn, as they give their take on the northern side of pro wrestling's history. Slightly classier, a little bit more professional, but thank you, Joe and Quinn, and thanks Crockett and Malonis for all the plugs and all the love on your shows. We appreciate it very much. I'm trying to think, Doc, am I missing anything before we get out of here?
Bro, I'm tired.
Me too, bro. I'm exhausted, and guess what? In a day and a half, we're doing 2 episodes of Smoky Mountain Wrestling. So there you go. Before we get out of here, so Harper, I'm done. Hit the tagline, pal, and get us out of here.
Okay, bitch.
Before we get out of here, I want to say thank you to all of our patrons out there. We appreciate your patronage, and hopefully you enjoy all of our patron shows, whether it's pre-shows, whether it's world-class shows, whether it's the extra bonus shows as far as Patreon shows go, like the ECW one we did and the AWA one we did. We got couple of more that we're going to be getting recorded. It's just a matter of getting them scheduled. But thank you if you're a patron. We really appreciate it. And don't forget, when you jump up to the $5 tier, you're going to be in that tier where you'll get those AWA and ECW extra shows we did, along with the Jim Crockett Promotions pay-per-views with the Bunkhouse Stampede coming up in the next couple of weeks. Maybe by the time you're hearing this, we've already had the first one, but that's neither here nor there. I want to also give a special shout-out to all the Hall of Fame patrons out there. We had a couple of new ones recently, but to name all of them, we got Coach Joey Chase, a.k.a. Willie Chase, Steve Mall, Ron Brown, Kenny Byersdorf, Glenn Abbott, at G.A. WrestleNut on Twitter, Bobby Murray, Marlon Mueller, who is at Half Pints Point on Twitter, Josh Warren, Everett Starr, Mike Childry, Kyle Riley, and disrespectfully classy Marky Blassie, Craig Norman, Johnny on Patreon, the great John Dean, Josh Dunn, Ryan in Auburn, good old Justin, Robert Smith, Joseph Ice, Tim Morecci, Adam Price, Brian Evans, Mark Wilson, Armando Martinez, David Jordan, Jesse Jacob, Josh Fields, Chris Myers, Gerald Green, Mitchell Johnson, Mike Prue, Will Parker, Jeremy Bryant, Classy Alex, Slider 91 US, David DeVries, Frog Zeppelin, SV Pageant, Bill Salsa, Big Rich, at Spyboy Sports Cap, R.E. Miller 39, Dustin Roberts, Jay Shiny, Ruben Espinoza, Merciless Jones, Jesse Lucas, Chris Browning, Justin _Andretti, Coleman 822, Marty Howell, and T-Hog 94. Thanks for being Hall of Fame patrons. Did I get Godbold Unreal? I don't want no heat, brother. So anyway, thank you for being Hall of Fame patrons. We appreciate it. Your patronage, again, means a lot. And then check out the Bottom Line Wrestling cast with Mike Prue and his buddy JV as they break down the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin month by month on a weekly basis. They are, I believe, in 1998. But if you want to go back, check out some of their episodes from 1996 and 97 on Austin. Or again, just dive in where they are currently at. New episodes come out every Wednesday morning. They're available on most platforms, including iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, Podbean, and Google Play. You can find them on Twitter, also at Bottom Line Cast. Thank you, everyone, for being patrons. Thank you to all the Hall of Fame patrons out there. We appreciate it. Thank you for, I don't know, man. I'm just being honest here. Thank you for supporting this show because it really does mean a lot each and every, we put out 2 shows a week consistently for the free shows, and I'm just grateful that you all out there appreciate that. And that our 2 shows come out every single week on time, no delays. And I'm thankful to all of you who support this show and our patrons on Patreon. Again, it's tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT if you're not a patron. So please sign up, consider it. For $2 a month, you get a lot. For $5 a month, you even get more. And, there are other tiers, but that's your 2 basic tiers. So thank you very much. And that's all I got, as Harper always says when we get out of here. Book it, bitch.